Mario Kart. Do I need to say more? Mario Kart truly is one of the most iconic video game franchises of all time. It's hard to be a gamer and have not played Mario Kart at the same time. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every Mario Kart game. This will not be including the arcade titles, but the rest of them will be included on this list. I have made this video once before, quite a while ago, but I thought it was time to remake it considering my opinions have changed a bit since then, and I made the cringiest reference to "you just got coconut mauled." So a remake of this video isn't the worst idea. Anyways, let's just get on into it. Hey listen, I love Mario Kart Tour, so much that I actually quit the game because of how addictive it was. I have mentioned a few times on this channel that I did get an addiction to Mario Kart Tour and I stopped playing it because of that addiction. I have not gone back to it since, so I went cold turkey, and I'm happy about that. Look, Mario Kart Tour, it's a very fun game, but the reason it's considered the worst one in my opinion is because it's just not the true Mario Kart experience. All the tracks, while do have some cool stuff added to them, like sometimes you can go reverse on certain tracks instead of going the regular way, or certain ramps and stuff have been added. While there's a lot of cool details like that added in, they're all still very stripped of what they normally are. You're never going to get a true Mario Kart experience playing this game. Plus, all the tracks are different every 2 weeks. You might love one track selection for the first 2 weeks, but then the next 2 weeks of the month are really boring, or whatever. It doesn't matter, you get my point. While this game functions properly and all that, the controls are very floaty, and they're just, again, you're just not going to get the proper Mario Kart experience. The controls are different, there's only 2 laps instead of 3. Everything's just different with this game. And while I'm fine with that, and it's a really fun experience, it's just not the experience I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong, Mario Kart Home Circuit is a really fun experience, but the problem I have with this game is that you kind of need an open space in your house, or just a big house in general, to make this experience work. Look, if you're a really creative person, you can find ways around this problem, but I find it's just something that gets in the way a lot of the time, and it'd really just be a lot better if it didn't require a really big open space. Now again, this game is really fun, even without a big open space. You can create your own Mario Kart tracks, which is something I've always wanted to do. While again, the experience isn't the same, it's as good as it's probably gonna get, and all the items return for the most part, all the important ones at least. You can race against other people, you can add obstacles to the courses, change the environment, you can even pick the music of your track. And honestly, all of that's really cool, and I find this to be a really fun experience, but again, it's not perfect, and you do need a big open space to get the best out of it. Now we're getting into the more traditional Mario Kart, starting off with the very first one, Super Mario Kart. Look, Super Mario Kart, for what it was at the time, was a really good game, but looking back on it now, why would anyone want to play this? There are 7 main tracks, each of which is repeated about 1 million times throughout this game, and all of those tracks are kind of boring, to be honest. I mean, even Rainbow Road isn't that interesting. It's way too difficult, and all of the obstacles you really have to watch out for are thwomps. Other than that, you're just making turns that are way too tight. And don't even get me started on Vanilla Lake. Look, this game's fine for what it was again, and since then, this series has improved a lot, but it's still just not a fun game in general, and I don't really enjoy playing this one that much. Mario Kart Super Circuit plays very similarly to Super Mario Kart. All of the tracks from Super Mario Kart even come back for this game. But I will give Super Circuit the benefit of the doubt and say that it at least has way more creative tracks. The gameplay itself is very similar, and so are the controls, which isn't great, but the tracks are at least a lot more interesting and usually have a lot more to offer. This game is a lot better than Super Mario Kart, but it's still not the best Mario Kart experience out there. The first time I did this video, I made the mistake of putting Super Circuit over Mario Kart 64. That was a mistake because at that point I'd failed to realize that quantity doesn't equal quality. And since then, I have played Mario Kart 64 and have come to understand why many people like this game even today. While it's definitely not my favorite Mario Kart experience, I do understand the appeal of the game, and I can see why so many of the tracks and everything from the game are still a popular topic amongst fans today. Mario Kart 64, in my opinion, was the very first Mario Kart. A lot of people are going to be mad this is only at number 6, especially my siblings. Mario Kart Double Dash is certainly one of the best games in the series, don't get me wrong, but I personally think the games ahead of this one are just slightly better. Mario Kart Double Dash shakes things up and lets you pick 2 characters instead of 1. What happens is one character drives a cart and the other hangs on the back while throwing items. This usually doesn't change much of the gameplay, but it definitely adds a lot of interesting dynamics between the stats of the characters you choose and all that stuff. This game is so much fun as well. All the tracks are amazing. There's really not a bad track in this game, except Sherbert Land, but we don't talk about that one. This game made the best out of all 16 tracks it had to offer, and personally, I think this is definitely one of the best Mario Karts of all time. Mario Kart 7 holds a very special place in my heart, and no, that's not why I'm putting it at number 5. Mario Kart 7 was most likely the first game I ever played, according to my mom. Mario Kart 7 is really underrated, to be completely honest. I mean, sure, yes, like I said, I do kind of have a bias for this one, and it is nostalgic for me, but I genuinely believe that this Mario Kart is way better than people give it credit for. While some of the Nitro tracks might not have been that interesting, the retro tracks were pretty decent, and honestly, this game only messed up in a few smaller ways, the main one being not including a versus mode. Okay, that's not really a small way, that's kind of a big mess up. But in reality, this game, when you don't really just be so critical about it, is really fun and has a lot to offer. Although I'm still mad Waluigi wasn't included in the character roster, but whatever, I'm over it now. If you thought Mario Kart 7 messed up in a lot of small ways though, don't even get me started on Mario Kart 8. Look, I know I'm putting this above Mario Kart 7 on the list, but that doesn't mean this game didn't mess up in a lot of ways, and I have to get that out of the way. What is the battle mode in this game? Look, I know I'm trying to talk about what I like about these games, but I gotta get this complaint out of the way. This battle mode doesn't even qualify as a battle mode. It works, but it does the bare minimum. Working is the bare minimum a game has to do. Anyways, I like this game because it has a very decent track selection and all that, and while there are a couple weird details added in this game, like the character roster makes no sense, a lot of weird characters are there, a lot of iconic ones didn't return, half of them are Koopalings. It's an interesting roster and all that, but all in all, this game at its core is still really good and offers a lot in terms of just general gameplay and track selection and all that. It's good enough to make it onto number 4, but believe me, the last 3 I just mentioned could all be interchanged. Mario Kart Wii is arguably the most commonly talked about Mario Kart in the entire franchise. It's hard to get people to shut up about this game. Look, I love Mario Kart Wii, and I have no complaints about it either. The items are really hectic in this game, but personally that just kind of adds on to it for me. This game has a lot of fantastic tracks to offer, like Coconut Mall or Rainbow Road. Pretty much any of these tracks you're gonna have a good time with. Mario Kart Wii also has a really good battle mode as well, and this introduces bikes into the game, or the franchise, doesn't matter. Both, I guess. Bikes are literally just carts, but they control a little bit differently. That's all they are. And anyone who's a bike user will basically hate on kart users. Anyways, Mario Kart Wii is fantastic. It's no secret why people still love this game to date, and I could play this game anytime. Formerly considered the best Mario Kart in the series by me, Mario Kart DS is at number 2. Mario Kart DS is fantastic. It offers so many amazing Nitro tracks like Waluigi Pinball, Tick-Tock Clock, DK Summit, Airship Fortress, and many more. The retro tracks are a little boring to be honest, but that's because SNES and GBA tracks aren't the best, N64 ones are mid at best, and Double Dash tracks, the good ones at least, couldn't really fit on a DS. But that's fine. The retro tracks offered are still pretty good, and the Nitro tracks make up for that. Plus, this game has an amazing battle mode. You get tracks like Block Fort and Pipe Plaza returning, which are literally the two best battle tracks of all time, just in this game alone, and it's freaking awesome. This game is amazing, and I haven't even gotten to the best part about it yet. Mission mode. Mission mode is exclusive to this Mario Kart game, and I don't know why. Mission mode is so much fun. You get to do all this different stuff, like, I don't know, driving through rings, boss battles, all that stuff. It's really cool, and I hate that it's only in this game because it's so much fun. But it makes this game so much better, and I love Mario Kart DS. I could play this game endlessly. It's a lot of fun. The first time I did this video, I had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at number 3. It changes so much that I actually consider its own standalone title. And why am I ranking it so much better than Mario Kart 8? This game takes every single small, tiny, minuscule issue with the first game and fixes it. There's no flaws with this game whatsoever that I can think of. There's literally only one thing I would add to this game that isn't already in it, and that is mission mode. But that's even asking for a lot considering how many tracks this game offers. Before the Booster Course Pass, which is also when I made the video the first time, this game offered 48 tracks, which is quite a few more than the series normally offers. And plus, battle mode is also really fun now. All the tracks, while not the best, are really good. I mean, you got Lunar Colony, which is alright, Urchin Underpass, which is alright, Luigi's Mansion, which is alright. None of them are really that earth-shattering, but they're all really good. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe truly is the best Mario Kart. It's got really good controls too. I haven't really mentioned that about any of the games so far, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has really good seamless controls. And I haven't even talked about the Booster Course Pass yet. If you thought 48 tracks was a lot, well guess what? We're getting 48 more over the course of this year. We already got the first 3 waves of the Booster Course Pass, which are a ton of fun, and I really enjoy it so far. We only got 3 more waves left, and honestly, I can't wait for them. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, simply because of the amount of courses it has now, is probably considered to be better than Mario Kart DS in my opinion at this point. The only thing that could make Mario Kart 8 Deluxe better than it already is, again, is mission mode. But that's already asking for a lot. This game is flawless. I love this game. Well, that's that. One more video that's been haunting me I can finally let go of. And now I'm kind of in the mood to play a lot of Mario Kart. Weird. I wonder why that's the case. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. But until then, keep being awesome Nintendo fans. Peace out.